Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now these are your readings for the full moon for August the 3rd. So that's the full moon in Aquarius at 11 degrees Aquarius, 11 degrees 45 minutes. Now it's a bulk introduction as ever. There will be a timestamp down below so that once you've watched my waffle the once, you don't have to watch it all over again. Just click on the timestamp in the description. Now, also in the description, there is a link to my Facebook page for this channel, which is relevant for this video. But that's also where you can contact me for a personal reading if you want. Now, these are general readings. I call them Gods at Play readings because the full moon is about opposition, sun, opposition, moon. It's about the push and pull of the forces. Now, I use God cards like Gods of Titans, Mythic Oracle, Dark Goddess Oracle cards to look at the forces that are working to suppress you and the forces that are looking to uplift you. The forces that are suppressing you, I'm taking a Gnostic view of the ancient gods, that they are masks being worn by the archons who want to feed off of our pain and misery and fear and general non-connectedness to the divine. The bottom row is the true gods from the pagan point of view, the gods that are there to help lift us up to our higher selves, to connection with the divine, or that are simply there to ensure the functional running of the universe, one or the other. You know, there's certain gods within the pagan religions, they don't care whether you're there or not. Other gods do care. So we can see the interplay between all of those. So this is there's not a past and a present, so there's not really an element of take what resonates either. It's like an energetic forecast, and it'll either be useful for you or it won't. I would imagine if your birth chart is affected by this full moon, or at the moment by Uranus in Taurus, then these readings will probably be more relevant for you. You can ask a question beforehand, like I tend to say in all my normal videos. I make no promises as to whether the answer to your question will even be touched upon, because it's not really that sort of spread. But hey, give it a go. Give me some feedback if you ask a question you get an answer, because that'll be interesting to know. Now, as I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time, says me, discussing about the full moon or the astrology of the full moon per se, because there's plenty of astrologers on YouTube who are doing it better than me. I would particularly recommend, as ever, Anastasia Cosmic Astrologer. I recommend Rick Levine, the Astrology Hub, Rick, R-I-K, Leo King. You know, Namaste Today. I've not watched it yet today. It's Sunday and it's out. And as I'm actually discussing this, I have done 7 of the readings so far. I've got as far as Libra. The rest I'm going to actually have to do tomorrow on the day of the full moon. So if you're Scorpio onwards in the zodiac, sorry, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. But one thing that did get my attention about this full moon is that it is square Uranus in Taurus, and a square creates a difficulty that can be overcome through creativity, through the application of creative energies, whatever that means. And I think that has shown in the 7 readings that I've done so far, as this time they seem quite personal. I mean, maybe you could take it on a societal level, but this time they seem very, very personal situations. Something that they all feel a lot closer to home rather than any commentary on what local governments might be doing or local police forces. You know, as my full moons a couple of months ago, was it even last month? It must be a couple of months ago now, seemed to pick up on a lot of the protests that had not yet started when I did the readings. But don't worry, you are still rebelling. You are still resisting, but you seem to be rebelling and resisting things that are a lot closer to home. But that rebelling and resisting does seem to be a theme with the readings this month. And also, no, it's gone out of my head what I was about to say. So where were we? Rebelling and resisting. That square to Uranus, there's repeated themes that are coming up for everybody. There's the Archons pretending to be Poseidon or Uranus have come again and again and again. And opening doorways to transformation of your own life, transformation of where you believe that you're heading. That's coming out as well. Now, if I haven't said it already, you want to watch your sun and your moon, obviously, and your rising sign, because in ancient astrology, the rising sign is the most important, hence the timestamp. Now, I'm just going to have a look at the, excuse me, the symbols of this degree. As I said, 11 degrees Aquarius, so written down in like inside degrees as Aquarius 12, because 11 something is the 12th degree. And the Chandra symbol is, or inside degree symbol, is a heated argument turns into laughter. Now what it talks about is tension and release, contraction and expansion, the breath of the mind resolving its dualities. Now Rick Levine on I think it was on Astrology Hub was saying that the whole job description of Uranus is to instantly resolve irreconcilable opposites, and try saying that after a couple of whiskey. So this really sits with the theme. Now it says, in order to make it possible for radical truths and significant realizations to come through, you must first karmically dramatize, inside the ego mind and outside as well, the unbearable tension between opposing points of view. You enter upon disputes, advocate positions, set up heroes and villains. And then when your whole inner and outer world is packed with dilemmas, problems, arguments and battles, you become ready to seek out synthesis, to enter upon a cycle of restoring wholeness. During your experimental years, spice means everything. But during your maturity, there is no further mileage to be had in turning anything against anything else. Getting it that you made it all up in the first place, and that the rational mind delights in controversy but has its limits. When resolution comes, everything looks different. All of life turns around, and most particularly your relation to yourself changes from the critic into the friend and respectful ally of your own inward intentions. Yes, I didn't read this before I did those first 7 readings, but that makes a lot of sense with what I've seen all the way up to Libra. And now I love the Omega symbol is a man struck by lightning is miraculously unharmed. And it's showing that lightning effect of Uranus to bring in change. One thing that Rick Levine said again is that Uranus in Taurus does not like change. So Uranus this time will bring bigger changes less often, because it's like that change energy builds up, like as he said, within a capacitor, and then all of a sudden pop and it's used. Now as they say here, it's a wonderful thing to be serious and passionate about life, but not good when, through our attachment, we turn what is important to us into a burden. Now, this degree is about knowing and focusing on what is important to us, that came out in the readings as well, while learning to carry it lightly. When we attune to the greater spiritual reality from which our consciousness has arisen, we inevitably come to know the joy of pure being. Now, there is symbols of hope here. I mean, all this is fantastic, but it sounds like a lot of work as well, doesn't it? Now, the Pleiadian symbol, which I'm not entirely sure where that's from, because I've not been able to source the origin of these Pleiadian symbols. I mean, other than the Pleiades, obviously. An escalator carrying people far into the sky, which is just a beautiful image. So whatever the full moon brings to you, I want you to consider that whatever it is a step up. Simple as that. Even if it really doesn't look like a step up, that's the way you have to look at it. For your own sanity, that's the way you have to look at it. But whatever it is, it's a step up. Now, interestingly here, from the information that I got, there's each degree has a seed degree and a fulfillment degree. And if somebody could guide me in the comments as to what that actually means, I'd be very grateful. But the seed degree, this really grabbed me, is Leo 23, so obviously 22 degrees Leo. So the sun right now is, well, right now as in the time of the full moon, will be at 11 degrees Leo. So a simple another 11, so you know, numerology 11, big important number, to this seed degree, Leo 23. And it says, a secret race of beings carrying on a hidden existence among humans. That's the Omega symbol for that degree. Now, for the more tinfoil hat wearing of us, that obviously will make you think, oh my God, it's the astral reptilians and the they live scenario. But there's also looked at it in a young adult fiction way. You know, like the X-Men or the Eternals soon to be released, or you know, elves walking among us, all that sort of thing. But what I'd like to give you the image of is that we are that secret race of beings walking around, carrying on a hidden existence among humans. I mean, obviously, we are humans. We are all humans. We are all humans. And we are all aliens if you take reincarnation into account. So there's this 1 degree of the full moon straight after the 3 eclipses and everything else that's been going on this year. 2020, I mean, for God's sake, October's full moon is on Halloween. I mean, if it was going to happen any year, of course it will be this year. But there is a wonderful sense of activation, both in the degree symbols, even that seed degree of 11 degrees Aquarius being Leo 22 degrees Leo, there's that wonderful sense of activation, especially if you think about that escalator thing as well. And there is, in the readings, a wonderful sense of not just activating it as an idea, but actually doing. Right. And there's me saying I wouldn't waffle about the astrology, but I don't think I have. I've stuck to the symbols. So, timestamp down below for the next one that you watch. Remember, sun, moon and rising. Birth chart link down below as well. If you don't know what your moon and rising are, they're always a good idea to have a look at. Comment. It is always good to receive the feedback. And thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed or liked the videos so far. The likes do help, the subscriptions help even more, and hey, you want to see what I'm going to do, so subscriptions, notifications bell, and come and join us on the Facebook page, link down below. Right, time to get on with your reading. And welcome Aries rising and Aries moon after the timestamp if you've just joined us. So okay, Aries, let's have a look. The top row represents, as you know, the god forces or archontic masks that are arraigned against you. And we have Vishnu with balance, Hades with the underworld, Sodwan with inspiration, Pele with purpose, and Pegasus with nature. So just on that row, it's almost as if that there are secrets around you where you are being encouraged to keep the peace, to not react, to keep everything tickety-boo. You know, they're everything going along nicely on a level. Don't upset the apple cart, because there is a reason that we are all having to keep that apple cart upright. And after all, this is something that there is a natural momentum with the people that are around you to actually carry on with keeping that peace. But the God forces that are on your side, the true gods, we start with Typhon and anger and rage. So what I'm feeling is that maybe there is some form of secret or some form of revelation that you are made aware of that immediately inflames you. Because we don't just have the anger and rage, we have Helios with illumination and Artemis in her role of goddess of light, as goddess of the moon. So again, there's the revelation by illumination and the emotional aspect with her. Something that you find out about makes you mad. I mean, hey, you're Aries and Mars is in your sign. You know, that's going to be quite easy for you. Something that is brought to light. But there is also an element of putting whatever it is to rest. And putting whatever it is once and for all to rest. Maman Brigitte. We have redemption here, but she is a guardian to cemeteries. She enables the spirits within her cemeteries to gain redemption, like it says, to be redeemed from the sins that they committed or the sins that were committed upon them, because both leave a mark. And I feel like that anger and rage is working to spur you into action, but it is that goal of redemption that is the path best pursued. Never mind what great ideas other people are coming up with to say, no, you've got to stick with this purpose. You've got to keep the apple cart upright. You must not upset it. Well, it strikes me that that apple cart is well, it's very sensitive, isn't it? If it can get upset so easily by the revelation of some truth. The interesting thing is Bast here with play. So trying to work out how have some redemption, create that redemption. Yes, be angry with whatever it is that you are finding out about, but use that to a certain extent. I am falling under this illusionary balance. I am saying, yes, upset the apple cart, but do it very carefully in a very playful and calculated fashion, so that the end goal is redemption of any and all parties. So that means those who have been sinned against, but also those that have been sinned, because the problem isn't necessarily the person who has sinned. The problem is the sin. What's that Christian phrase? Hate the sinner, love the, sorry, no, that's wrong. Love the sinner, hate the sin. And I think there is an element of the revelation that you experience enables you to create change in your world, so that maybe there is revelation returned back. So if somebody has done some awful thing, whatever the awful thing may be, and it may be old, that's the thing with Hades and the underworld, clarified here by the Ace of Swords. So there is it is very clear where the secrets are, and the secrets when they come out are incredibly clear. But that's something that you need discipline in how you handle that, and you need to have an end goal with this Ace of Cups here. And that end goal has to be the redemption of all parties involved, everybody, equal opportunity redemption for both victim and perpetrator, which can sit uncomfortably, but it is something that you can play with to create a new beginning for yourself and quite possibly for others. But you do not get tied with that natural momentum of everybody else going along with it. Use your voice, use your anger, use your rage, but slowly and carefully, because this new idea that other people are coming up to you, it does nothing but cause pain and stress and nightmares and worries. And this new purpose, which can only be achieved by not upsetting the apple cart, is a load of emotional bunkum. I mean, that's what I'm getting. We've got the King of Cups here. At least I think that's cups. I'm not at all familiar. No, that's actually the King of Wands. But I'm still feeling that emotional nature, that emotional bunkum that is driving, that's driving people to action. Do not get swept up in all of that. If your intuition is pointing out to you, hang on a minute, this is not the right path, that this fresh new idea that's presented to you here with Ceridwen is like remaining ignorant of the secrets that have come out, or the secrets that you're aware of. So maybe you need to beware keeping other people's secrets here. From the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, we have that angel whose name I can never pronounce, Aill, with mental force, card number 58. And opposed to her is the demon Amy with rage. Now, rage here can work to your advantage. It is a good motivating force, but it has to be exhibited slowly, carefully, for you to be able to bring everything into balance and help bring everything into the light. Because whatever you are trying to bring to the light, there will be people who have great ideas to stop you, to discredit you, to contradict you. So it is something that you have to be very, very measured, because once you start that process of illumination, it will not stop. It will be a ball that's ball that's rolling downhill, getting faster and faster and faster. And if you manage it right, you get yourself a new beginning out of this. But you've got to somewhere along the line, you're using that anger and rage as a motivating force. But the actions that you take in the revelations, or the public revealing of this, whatever it is, have fun with it. Literally have fun. And when I say have fun, that means keep in mind the ideas of play. There is no need to hurt people in this to set it right. You can play with them, you can josh them, you can make them feel quite uncomfortable, but you don't use these secrets to hurt. You use this revelation to heal. Otherwise, Amy will certainly take your rage and help you run with it, which means you will receive quite a lot of resistance. And even your intuition will say, yeah, you know, it might be your nature to do this, but are you sure this is the way you want to go? So on this one, listen to your intuition. Yeah, you're right to be angry. Absolutely. But, oh, that's nice. Temperance as the final card that comes out. I wasn't trying to draw a card, but Temperance. Know the right time to act, be patient with the act. Yes, the anger is a motivating force, but the whole idea is that you challenge this situation by having fun. Okay, so if this means anything to you, Aries, comment down below. There's a parcel arriving. Enjoy the full moon, and yeah, that's it. Stay posted. Your Chinese zodiac readings will be the next ones up whenever they get done. Cheers.